slight buff that he received.
Yeah.
And I think Alista also serves similar purposes to Nautilus as well as aforementioned. He has a lot of crowd controls that can negate Aphelios' potency. And paired up with Kalista, Alistar can also deliver those kind of playmaking potentials as well. And picking Renekton is not about going for the late phase of the game. GenG just wants to survive that lane and then let Kalista and Azir take over the mid to late game phases. So basically they just blind pick Renekton not to get...
You always gotta respect Brad. That's just kind of the way it goes with Brad the Chat. But yeah, they just let Rich get his best champion by far. I mean, you saw the last time Dynamics played, they got crushed, but Rich was like 1v3ing.
Yeah, and as previously mentioned, I think there have been enough data for GenG to come up with... I concur with your assessment.
Do you have a favorite song, or you haven't paid too much attention to it?
I don't know the titles of the songs, so...
Yeah, but there's like, you know, there's like pick band song. That's my favorite. That's a jam right there.
I'll go with that one too.
Okay, good choice.
Well, like I said, I don't know the titles, so
Yeah,
I had to like think, because there could be like some of the songs could be overlapped. So
yeah, true. And there's also the one at the end of every day, where it's like you're all that I want, you're all that I need.
Oh, that's not
Set
my
you
type.
free.
Sorry.
That is pretty good once the chorus comes in.
Blue buff. And trying to exploit potential opportunities since Azir is pushing the lane.
Kuzan here, he might just get dove by Klid. We've seen knives like this not really work in the past, but
Here he goes.
he can get in there. There's the stun, and he is going to get away with the... I'm going to take another look.
Yep.
간다.
I'm on my way.
Well, in terms of CS, but he did fall behind a little bit on XP as he teleported into lane.
And I think GenG will secure it with these.
Yeah, it does feel like every lane has priority right now. For the side of GenG, being behind, you're not going to have the survivability.
Yeah, and they should be, because why would you make such a bold / reckless move?
We have a little fight here. Beyond is going to have to Ragnarok as Exhaust is going to come in, but it's just the flash out of Rascal to get out.
Off on the bot turret, and using the second Rift Herald, GenG secured the first tower as well.
They're like not even reacting to this. Over the wall he will go. But here comes life, and there's BDD, and that is a huge combo to get straight in. But the ultimate from the Azir is very late, actually, as he's not able to get that value on top of Duckdom, who had already flashed and healed. But we do have the TP now coming on in the bottom. Turret is going to go down. BDD still moving forward, but not quite able to pick up that kill onto Beyond, who will
Lives into pieces.
Yeah.
And here, once again, see that BDD immediately converges in with the Volibear, but here actually the Shurima Shuffle pushes away Beyond and Guger, allowing Guger to jump to Duckdom with his W. And so basically, BDD just let them live.
Yeah, I really don't know what that ult was, or the TP out of Rich, who just looks silly after that one, as now we're going for the flank. In goes the Corki, though. Big flanks on both sides. BDD is just barely going to survive somehow. Now in the fight, you can see Klid is getting low, but Rascal is actually getting a lot of value in here. Kuzan, though, still full health, as down will go Rich, actually on the top side, who is desperately trying to get on top of BDD, but Kuzan, still alive here, is finally going to be taken out, and that is the ace in favor of GenG.
Yeah, and despite Kuzan putting up a good fight, his allies were already all dead. As you can see here, Kuzan immediately converges onto a BDD, trying to snipe him out, but fails to do so. And by then, there's a double knockup coming from the Alistar onto members of Dynamics. And here, Kuzan is isolated in the pit, doing nothing, and by that time, Beyond is being pursued as well. And there was nothing much that Kuzan...
Meanwhile, he's just going to be able to lifesteal all of that up. And they do have Kalista, so this is an option to just go in and try to 2 or 3 man the Baron.
And also because the tier 2 mid turret went down so fast, Dynamics has no vision in their own jungle right now, so they have no idea whether they can make conjectures that GenG is doing Nashor, but what can they do?
It certainly does feel that way as we are watching this happen. Kuzan does have his package. Now remember, it's not just Aphelios that's kind of the carry here for their team. They do have this Corki, who is currently very fast. They're going to try to burst down this dragon, but I don't feel like GenG really care. Again, the singular Cloud Drake is not really going to be a game changer. They're just moving in. They're going to take out a turret and maybe even an inhibitor already. At 23 minutes in the trade for one Cloud Drake, I'd say that's a pretty good trade.
Yep. I think anyone will take that trade any day.
They have a minute and a half left to where they can threaten turrets, they can threaten dives, as they're looking to right here. Life is thinking about it, but can't quite do it. Fate's Call are going to have to be used, as actually a decent amount of pick potential. Climb here from GenG.
And also, looking at Ruler's itemization, he's basically saying, I ain't dying anytime soon.
Yeah.
And there will be no way, no how that you guys will kill me. So as long as Kalista stays alive, then I think he can just pretty much destroy the opposition single-handedly. Because he has that QSS along with the stopwatch as well. So I don't think he's turning into the gray screen anytime soon.
Yeah, he's going to be sticking alive, and Fled is... What? Playing. With how slow this game is going, I feel like that would have given them a much better chance, as this is the big-time flank coming in from GenG, and you can see that Dynamics just want to go forward. They know they're getting flanked. They're trying to go for Ruler, who has a stopwatch, but they also get the Cloud Drake and Ruler on top of it. Team Dynamics, they outplay the flank somehow, some way. They're able to get on top of that Kalista.
I mean, there was absolutely no reason for GenG to spread that thin, and Kalista just isolated alone to flank the right side of Dynamic. Oof, I think that was a big misplay from Ruler.
Yeah, it is. We're going to take another look here. Ruler's actually tanking the dragon himself
yeah.
as well.
And you can see Rich immediately jumps down, and then 3 members of Dynamics just immediately converges onto Ruler as soon as they spot. I just don't see how they can overcome such a difference in firepower right now.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing too. I mean, you know, it does feel like that, especially when you look at the...
Azir's Emperor's Divide allows the melee champions of GenG to converge onto Dynamics' main carry.
Here we go. That's a big engage onto Kuzan, but they do get the exhaust onto Renekton, but he's so tanky right now. That was not the fight that Team Dynamics were looking for, although Duckdom is getting a lot of value. That's a lot of low health bars. Unfortunately, though, for Team Dynamics, it was such a wonky and messy fight to start with, and a great engage follow-up from Light that they were able to just put the nail in the coffin.
Actually, they back off due to...
It indeed.
Yep, and here you can see that Kuzan comes in, TP, and then Rascal was in position where Kuzan will be, and then Kuzan, Rich were knocked up, and Kuzan had to escape from the fight immediately. So that means 0 damage output from Corki from there on. So just that one play essentially made this team fight in
Baron. And still, Duckdom was almost able to shell down 5 members by himself. He is reaching that 200-year stage. And the amount of range that Dynamics have on a couple of their carries is definitely going to be a problem for the Kalista as the game does come along. She's great at taking these objectives. She's great in the mid-game. But this game, it's going late as they're going to go for the Baron here. We're going to get some vision in, and Beyond is just going to be zoned out. There's no way he's going to get in. It's going to be...
In these previous series, they're having a very difficult time closing this game out. And then Dynamics must wonder that as long as we don't really screw up big time in the early phase of their games, then they actually may even have chance to overcome this potential 0-1 deficit and then get the series. Right now, yes, Dynamics scratched and clawed to make some plays here and there and try to go for an epic comeback, but it just doesn't seem plausible at all. Both mid and bot lanes inhibitors are gone. Top's about to be gone as well. And yes, Kuzan was able to catch up in itemization and level to Azir. However, Aphelios is just too far behind to Kalista. And I think that's the biggest issue here. Once again, Top-Down wasn't able to redeem himself from his underperformance in the previous encounter between the two.
Yeah. So it looks like this game might just go down. I think you're right. I mean, Duckdom is not doing anything in here. The package finally going to be used into the Valkyrie as well. Duckdom's going to get dunked. Call him Dunkdom from now on. Kuzan going to try to flash away, and he's doing a decent job of kiting the Renekton, but it doesn't really seem to matter as Bridge is going to be pulled in. And down will go the Nexus in 37.
In this season, as the cannon gets locked in. So Silas vs TF, Showmaker mentioned in one of his post-game interviews that it's a skill matchup. So let's see whether Kuzan can hold his ground against TF this time. Because if Silas fails to do so, then people and even from the teammates and coaching staff of GenG that Rascal can deliver what he can. So
Yeah.
let's see whether Camille can sustain the early game through the assistance of Lee Sin and TF, and see how Camille can just wreak havoc in that side.
Yeah. Well, Beyond rather is going to come up here. He goes blue, or rather red-blue, as that's not going to work on the hook shot. So red-blue Gromp top, and look at Clid. He immediately recognized that. He hits tab. He's like, oh, you've only got 12 CS. Let me take your Raptors. But now we're having a play on the BDD, who does have to flash the pillar. In goes Clid, actually to get a little bit of trade damage on. Duckdom. He doesn't have his flash. Yep. And the exhaust comes out, but it just doesn't matter. And now look at this. Cougar's all alone. And yeah, he's not going to have anything. Double.
Constantly like hammered onto them. Like that's another part of the science right there. Once again here, just clean engagement from Leona, and there was literally nothing that Duckdom could have done. Yes, Ruler started off with the double kill.
Okay, nice blue card BDD. What's that all about?
Try to inflict as much damage as possible.
Oh,
and then
stealing the Hextech ultimatum. I love it. Out of Kuzan. He TP's up there, so he doesn't take the Destiny Gate. Not able to steal that one, but he steals the Hextech ultimatum and denies.
Ults towards top. And, showers the cannon with the blue card. And Silas immediately TP's in and then immediately hijacks
They're going to use that priority to get the first straight here at the same time. Mid.
Onto TF.
Got more action here. Hextech ultimatum this time, the real one coming out of Rascal. That's going to be a good isolation. Onto the mid laner.
Eye of the Herald as well. So
they don't quite fit in. And you can see here Beyond is well, I'm not really sure. Okay, they're trying to dive here. And
on this time,
they have the damage to take out Rascal. Yes, they do. But in goes Clid. Not going to be denied by the pillar. He's looking for more on Kuzan, but it's not.
Here we can see that while clearing the vision out for Beyond, Rascal immediately engages with his ult.
Hextech Flash is such a good route, by the way.
Exactly.
It's so good.
Leona just coming from the backside, leaving no room to maneuver for the Trundle.
Yeah.
And here, once again, immediate convergence coming from the Silas, as well as Cannon and Trundle.
And well, never mind. I guess we're going on to Kuzan here. Look at Rascal. He's all alone, and GenG are getting a little bit messy with some of the plays.
And this is also very crucial because TF just burned his ultimate in vain. He literally got anything done. So this is definitely a big win for Dynamics.
Are they actually trying to keep this going? Oh yes, they are with Cougar coming in. They might just be able to, and the stun comes down, and now Clid is going to be ulted into that back line. Not quite enough though to take him down. Now Ruler is trying to chase. See what he can get done. He's going to force that flash, and here's the yellow card straight into Rich, who immediately cleanses it. Had that available with his Unsealed, take another look here at the failed quote-unquote dive.
Yeah, so TF gets spotted by Silas, so he can't TP towards top, and Rascal just completely overextended. This was just a bad play call from GenG. And here, BDD tries to make the play on Silas, but Silas immediately flashes away from the harm's way. And then Silas somehow catches a life, just trying to recall. And then it seemed like the fight was getting extended further and further until 4 members of Dynamics are present, and then they get a kill onto the Leona. But they weren't able to convert into any further kills.
That was an awesome use of Lee Sin's kit to get out of danger. Fight Cliff.
Only like 1700. Like, it just doesn't seem that optimistic for Dynamics at this point.
This is a bit awkward. Rich is in a really weird spot. He's going to get ulted. He's going to get ulted before he can actually get over. There's the ultimate coming out, and, well, Ruler's just going to pull this.
Intrude however they want.
Wow, 야, 여기다.
Rascal. Oh, hey, he's here. So they immediately was aware.
Leon is dead. All of a sudden, they're trying to get Cougar here, too. At the same time, he's going to take BDD and roll with it. As, yes, the root's going to come down, but now Duckdom, he actually flashed to get out of that one, and Cougar's just going to eat the CC in the front.
This is the part where they pick off Beyond. Immediately, insect kicks Beyond. And then TF comes in. It's on to Cougar. Cougar uses the showstopper to escape at first, but this is exactly, it's like another Infinity Edge right there.
Yeah, well, Cougar's dead. And that's going to be the first one. Will there be any more?
Which is extremely TF's passive that allows him tempo onto their favor. But the bot lane is just so discombobulated to a point where it just can't really...
What is going on right now? I don't even know, like, what I'm watching. Life's just gonna die and Ruler has to flash. That's not what you're looking for, guys.
And Rich is about to die as well.
He's gonna get flashed on. Triumph is gonna come in, and he's gonna have to flash someone. Kuzani's still fast, though, and you should know that this Silas is not gonna give up.
Well, I think the time has come to...
There, okay.
Well, Cougar.
Yeah, Cougar trying to get in here.
Can they finally make a play?
Oh, is this the time to flash Cougar? What a play! He's able to catch both of them, and that will make that...
So here, Ruler just pillar, and then re-engages, hopping around, and then sends Life into the frontier line, and then allow him to just die.
Yeah. Does Ruler have both cleanse and QSS, or was I not seeing that correctly? We'll check after this, as Rich totally baited.
Yep. A great play from Rascal and Clit. Then Rich try to somehow survive, but the last-ditch effort for Kennen was in vain. And Silas on the pursuit to catch both Camille and Lee, and Cougar set, and Duckdom's Helios arrived just on time. And this time, Cougar gets the brilliant face breaker onto both champions.
Yeah.
Wave is starting to push out for Dynamics, but they have been shoved in for a while, thanks to Camille and Tia's split pushing potential. So we'll see how Dynamics can manage the waves from the sidelines, and also prevent GenG from getting the Infernal Soul or the Natural Buff.
GenG are not responding to this. Finally, the TF ultimate is going to come out, but it's a little bit too little. The Trundle pillar is going to come down, and that is a massive solar flare into the back line. But where is the follow-up? Finally, BDD coming in, immediately gets exhausted, but Rascal, oh man, he just put down the set, who does not have many stats. And yes, the Infernal is going to go the way of Team Dynamics, but I think it's going to be a clean ace as Kuzan. BDD just going to tank this one up, but Kuzan will eventually go down.
They're going to get the natural buff.
Yep.
this is probably the nail in the spots all the members of Dynamics, and they just concede the dragon, but great solo player coming in from life. And Hokdam, despite doing some damage, because he wasn't pinned by anyone from GenG, but he just lacks firepower at all. And by the time like he tried to maneuver and shoot more guns, it was already there had been multiple dead bodies around him. And
oh, we have another fight here. It looks like Team Dynamics are going to be caught out once again, but the rest of the team is going to get here before, but it just doesn't matter. We have ultra-fed Kalista and amazingly fed Camille alongside uber-fed TF. So it doesn't really matter what you have in your composition. They are going to win regardless, and now they're just going to try to push down mid and the game.
Yep, and it's again the subpar performance coming from Dynamics bottom lane just completely cost them this game because, as I mentioned, Silas was able to hold his ground up against TF, as well as Kennen up against Camille as well, but that sheer difference coming from the bot lane just completely allowed Dynamics to be dismantled by GenG.
Yeah.
And it starts from